In our last episode, Ulysses. Before we begin, I just want to mention that Logan Looker pointed out to me that Rambo did in fact have a mustache in at least one of the movies. So I wasn't entirely wrong for giving him one, and I'm just going to go with it. And by the way, this image kinda epitomizes this entire video and foreshadows what is to come, because this is what happens to me over and over again at the hands of the markmen. So if you like to see Dark Souls level of difficulty and someone dying and failing repeatedly, then this is the video for you. I hold nothing back and censor none of my failures, no matter how embarrassing they may be. Also, here is an image of how Rambo appears on the cover of the 1972 book by David Morrell. As you can see, he has a full beard, so I think there's really no wrong way when it comes to his facial hair. He can have none, a mustache, or a full beard, and all are perfectly fine and valid. And if this series is successful, I might attempt the challenge again in the other DLCs, which should be interesting because I've only ever attempted it in this DLC, but I can give him a different facial hairstyle in each one. Not that it's a big deal or anything.
And I wasn't planning on saying anything more on Maton. But I started watching a little bit of the next episode in his playthrough, and immediately, right off the bat, he started whining about how he didn't get some sort of XP dump that he erroneously believed he was supposed to get. And for a challenge run, I find it to be incredibly disgusting and sickening that he would whine about this so much. He cried about it at the end of the first episode, and he starts off the second episode whining about it again. And if that wasn't enough, later on in the video, he cries about it yet again.
We are in fact level 3, but that's not quite right either, because as I spotted when I was playing last time, and as I kind of confirmed when I was looking over it in the edit, yeah, I shouldn't be level 3. I should have actually got a big dump of about 2,000 XP for completing the job, the silo, and getting out here. But the game seems to have sort of missed that, so I'm going to quickly reload the autosave and just go through the conversation again off camera nice and quickly, just to see if I can actually get that to trigger, because I swear the game has failed to give me a big XP dump it ought to have given me, which would be very useful right about flipping now.
He whines about how he is level 3. Well, I am level 2. How did he manage to get a level ahead of me? Now keep in mind, this is the guy that did those supposed no deaths playthroughs of Fallout where he supposedly, allegedly, never died a single time. But his videos have about 20 billion jump cuts in them, so who knows what he is cutting out with all of those jump cuts. I think he is pulling a fast one on his viewers. Now I, on the other hand, don't hide anything. Of course, this also means having to show boring inventory management stuff, which is never fun to watch, but I figured out a good sort of compromise where I fast forward through all that shit. That way you can see I'm not pulling any shenanigans to cheat or whatever, but at the same time, it goes fast, so it doesn't end up to be too boring. I'm going to head straight towards the enemies and face them head on, and not pussyfoot around like Matun.
Yes, what we need to do is, instead of going down that way, we need to stay away from all those guys, even though we...
1%, that ain't good enough. I'd like to get up close and jab them with my knife, but I don't think it's possible to do that here because you're always in caution, no matter how far away you are. You just can't sneak. So I'm going to have to do some parkour here and jump on the roofs to make my way over in the way that Matun was too afraid to do himself. Just exploring a bit to see if there's any loot up here. Oh, there's a... Oh, and they found me. Alright, this knife ain't gonna work from over here. He's got a Ghostbuster gun. Out of all those bullets, it's like only one hit, and it did basically nothing. So that's not gonna work. Gonna have to get close and jam this into their ass. Oh god, that's close. Well, like the saying goes, a coward dies 1,000 deaths, but a hero only dies once. It's not really true in this playthrough, but it's a good quote nonetheless. This guy is definitely dead, however. Looks like he probably shot himself. Now this is doing damage, like I wanted. That Rambo knife, it does the job. Put on the safari hat. But you can't have that and the breathing mask at the same time. They both do the same damage protection, but the breathing mask also has some rad resistance, so it's better, slightly better. God, the AI sucks. Now, Matun made a big deal out of this, but it's really nothing. These guys, they're a joke. How was that hard? Well, I didn't die, but I almost did. There's another one of the Ralphie posters. There's still a dude over here somewhere. Finally got a bobby pin. But I don't have any lockpicking skills, so that ain't gonna do any good. Every single shot missed. Great. I think the sights are misaligned on that gun. There's another one. Okay, level 3. Now we're finally at the level that Matun, already had for some reason. I think he cheated, to be honest, but I don't know. Maybe he just had, because of his, he did all the skill checks, maybe he got more XP doing that or something, I don't know, but I find that hard to believe because he didn't face as many enemies, so I don't know. Because you get XP from killing those Sentry Bots. So whatever XP I didn't get from hacking or whatever, I should have got from the kills, right? The kills that he didn't get. So it should have been more or less balanced out, yet somehow he was a level ahead of me. I don't know if that's because he cheated or if there's something else going on here, but I don't know. Alright, that's good value anyway. I'm not going to use that arc welder ever again, but the trooper armor has 2 more damage thresholds, so it's the better way to go, but it's medium instead of light, so it's heavier. And this is how it looks. Basically like NCR armor, I guess. NCR trooper. Some of the marked men were Legion and some were NCR, and that's the difference, I guess. Some dude got crushed under that vending machine. Did you see the skeleton? Okay, there's some loot up here. If you get up on this ledge up here, there is like a sniper rifle and I think a stealth boy up here somewhere. Right about here. Yep, sniper rifle. If you want to do this challenge or this DLC and you want to have a sniper rifle, this is where you can get it fairly early on, if you were wondering. Now let's sit down and see if we can't do some sniping. It's a nice view from up here, but I'm gonna need to equip that sniper rifle. Looks like you can't, while you're sitting down, you can't pull out your weapon. That sucks. Not that there's anything showing up anyway. That's a shame. Oh, I shouldn't have. There was more to get up there. Well, fortunately, I think I can just jump my way up here. I can see some steady, which is very useful, and there is a stealth boy. But, like I said, sneaking seems to be broken in this DLC because you're in caution like all the time. I think sneaking is broken. Okay. Now this crate here, Matun, said that there was a stealth boy in it in his playthrough, but there's not one here in mine. So he just got lucky is all. It's sometimes they randomly appear. And right there, that was the fast forwarding through the inventory management that I talked about. So you can see that I'm not hiding anything with jump cuts or whatever like Matten does. But at the same time, I just breeze through all that boring crap. It looks like this area's been thoroughly scoured. Now we're going to have to get our limbs healed up, and we have to go in here to do it. And there's a good chance of dying, so I'm going to save. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how broken sneaking is in this DLC. I'm going to try to sneak in with that stealth boy I found in... Oh, I'm hidden. What? See, right away I'm detected. As soon as he turned around, he saw me. Now, maybe it's because of Eddie being with me. I don't know. Maybe if I tried this without Eddie, maybe I could do it. I don't know, but I'm just gonna reload and do it the more, I don't know, brave way, I guess. With buff myself up a little bit. Well, first heal up and then put on some Med-X, because I'm probably gonna get a lot of damage here. Oh! Now Eddie kind of makes this really easy because they always seem to go after him, and they ignore you most of the time, so it... Shit, I'm encumbered, so I can't move very fast. But he's locked into a corner, so... Alright, now... Once Eddie opens up this commissary, I can sell this crap. And right there is the auto dock, so I can get my limbs healed up. And this building here, I'm going to use it as my home away from home. I'm going to store my crap in the desk right there. As you can see, I'm making a pretty decent amount of caps, but this is nothing you want to see at normal speed because it's kind of boring, so I just fast forwarded through that. And I store the crap right in here. Odds are I won't use any of this, but just in case I might want it, it's going to be right here. And I've tested this in previous playthroughs, and it is safe storage, and it doesn't respawn. The containers don't seem to respawn, and so you can store anything in here and it's fine, at least for as long as I've done it. Now down here is a skill book, Nikola Tesla and you. That boosts energy weapons, which I'm not going to be using, but it would have been a little bit helpful when I was using that arc welder, but right now it's no help at all. Salesman Weekly, which can help with the barter skill when using the commissary. Now there's a generator running indoors, probably giving off a lot of carbon monoxide, which, to be honest, would probably not be a good idea. But maybe these ghouls or markmen, I should say. Maybe they're immune to it. Now, right here is a Programmer's Digest. Which I might use at some point, I don't know. If there's a very low difficulty terminal, I might want to hack it. Who can say? But that's all I'm going to be able to do. I can't do average or higher, that's for sure. Another Programmer's Digest. And below the desk, there is a destroyed iBot with the next upgrade for Eddie. And once a day he can manufacture some energy ammo, but since I'm not using energy weapons, it's kind of irrelevant. I don't think there's any more skill books or anything like that around here. Just some jet and one of those things. Now this is a hard lock safe, and if you can open that up, there's the code to get into the armory. And I forget what else is in there, but obviously we're not going to be able to do that in this playthrough because I'm not going to invest into the points to do it. So the armory, we're going to have to do without it. Some whiskey, one of those hula dancers, a pencil. You know, if you ever see a pencil laying around, you might as well grab it. They don't weigh anything, and they're worth a cap, so there's not really any downside to grabbing them. It's Rogue Internet Man. He committed suicide. He's laying in a pool of ketchup. I think that's Wendy's ketchup. And there's the gun he shot himself with. Here lies Rogue Internet Man. He always said he was going to do it, and nobody believed him, and well, here he is. I'll see to it that his gun is put to good use.
Wow, you're way better at fixing weapons than me. Could you maybe make some energy cells that catch fire instead? Goodbye.
Okay, I guess I'll be doing a little bit more packing here. Now, we got this whole area cleared out. We can go over and look at that boring area that Matun decided to go to from the start, rather than face the enemies like a man. As you can see, you can get up here if you want to, and there's some garbage. Not really anything to write home about, but it's something. Now, over in this corner, this is the way to the Courier's Mile, which opens up after you launch the nuke later on in DLC. There is a duffel bag hidden in here, which I believe becomes lost if you launch the nuke. So I think you have to grab it early, like right now, before that happens if you want to get it. Now those duffel bags, they must be the real deal. They must be the canvas duffel bags and not the shoddy nylon duffel bags that Bethesda uses, because they've held up for 200 years, so you know they're good quality and not Bethesda quality. Alright, so here we have some stuff in the corner here that's easy to miss if you don't head over here and look. But nothing too important. Now our lock picking skill is too low to pick this lock, so we'd have to invest into it to do that. Now let me show you what Matun said about this gate.
We don't want to go that way. We want to go this way instead. This gate, which hopefully we can unlock. Yes, easy locked. Fine. I think that's actually leveled rather than anything else. That's apparently the first lockpicking I've done in the game. Marvellous. Now that's good, because we've just established this area has only one way in and one way out. So,
according to Matun, there is only one way in and one way out. So, if he is correct, then we will not be able to get into this area. However, if he is wrong, then... Oh, hey, what's this? Here we are. We're in the area, and we didn't have to pick the lock. So, how's that for one way in and one way out? Yet another example of a massive YouTuber that doesn't know what the hell they're talking about. And yet here I am with only 1% as many subs, and I know more than he does. So where's the justice in that? I ask you. Alright, here is a nail gun, which is very useful, and one of Ulysses' logs, which we will play shortly.
Back again. Left that crater behind. Got a few holotapes left. One's from the medical center. The woman, she fixed the recorder. Said it wouldn't last. Repayment for me, fixing her. She doesn't like debts. Can respect that. Payment enough. Just to hear someone who believes in the Brotherhood of Steel. Not Elijah. Different view. Same madness. She answered me on their philosophy. Their way of seeing. The roads they walk. Dead ends. Empty. As if technology can solve anything. Big empty's proof where that road leads. Just like the divide. And all the roads that lead to it.
Okay, that is one of the 6 tapes left by Ulysses throughout the divide. And if you get up here, there's another nail gun and some minor loot and some buff out, which is very useful. Now, I don't think there's anything down there, but I'm going to go ahead and save because there are some mines up ahead, and I don't know if I can get stuck down here, so that's another thing. Of course, I could always TCL my way out, but I think I can just, yeah, I can get up here again. Now, I would like to grab those mines. You see, right there's one. I would like to defuse them and be able to put them to use, but my explosive skill is terrible, so I don't know if I can defuse them, because the timer on the explosives is based on your skill. the more skill you have, the more time you have to be able to defuse them. Now, yeah, you see that? That was like instant explosive. It like instantly exploded. So there's no way in hell that I'm going to be able to defuse them, no matter what I do. So, my only option is going to be to shoot them. That's going to be my only way of dealing with this. Now, the sight on this gun is pretty terrible. Let's see. Yeah, I can't. It's hard to be accurate with this damn thing. Are you kidding me? From all the way over here, it still killed me. Holy crap. Well, we're going to have to try to shoot him from up on the roof, I guess. Let's see if... I'll put Rogue Internet Man's suicide gun to the test, I guess. It's got much better iron sights, in my opinion. It's easier to... Yeah, and I still took a little bit of damage. Not much, but... Thank you, Rogue Internet Man. You may have committed suicide, but it was not in vain, because your gun was very useful here. Now, there's just some minor stuff here that can be used for weapon repair kits or whatever, if I ever get the skill. But the more important thing is over in the corner here. There's some, I think there's one, there's another, there might be another mine in the box, between those crates. No, it looks like it got blown up like dominoes. But there's a Bowie knife, and here's a few more mines and such. And there's a skeleton of who knows who. Now, in Matun's playthrough, there was some 25mm grenades in that duffel bag. And he came up with some sort of lore explanation about that skeleton backing himself into a corner, and he didn't have the grenade launcher or whatever. But that's another thing that's wrong, because the duffel bag loot is random. So you can't come up with some canonical lore explanation for what you find in the duffel bag, because it's random every time. There was no 25mm grenades this time. So that's another thing. I don't know. I'm so sick of these goddamn big YouTubers telling lies, and everybody just believes it without question. It gets tiresome, I tell you. But I'm gonna do what I can to debunk the lies as I'm able to. Now, this here is the men's barracks, which I will eventually get into, but let's see what's over here for the time being. And looks like there should be something there, but there's not. Now, over there... Oh shit, I'm already in danger. Well, like I told you, the enemies in this game, they have extreme perception. You can't sneak in this game. I don't know, even if you had like 100 sneak, I think it's kind of hopeless. Oh shit. Now, it's not very often that an enemy can sneak up on me in a video game, but this guy deserves credit, because see, the enemies can sneak up on you, but you can't sneak up on them. So, good luck trying to role play as a hobbit or something and try to be a sneaky sneakerton, because you're just not going to be able to pull it off. Sneak is a broken skill in this DLC. Well, Rogue's gun is doing a little bit better than that other gun, but not good enough, I'm afraid. And holy shit. They're throwing grenades now. And I have to buff myself up. I'm already crippled. Hate using the doctor's bags because they're not easy to come by, but that's what they're for, I guess. Okay. Looks like I might need to try laying down some mines, I guess. Now that having terrible explosive skill, it works both ways, because not only does enemy mines explode much quicker, but yours have a much longer delay on them, so enemies can more easily run past them without damage. So, with my explosive skill being very low, it might not do a whole hell of a lot, but it might. We'll see what happens here. That gate is a very hard lock, but there is another way. Yeah, you see how he ran. You see how he ran past him? And he didn't take any damage. Meanwhile, he hits me with that bumper sword and I'm down in one hit. So, yeah, you can't do very good with the mines if your skill is terrible, as mine is. But if you can delay them in the spot for long enough, then maybe you can get them, but not if they're going to run right past. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. I don't know what happened there. I think they threw a grenade or something and set them all off. So we're waiting, and are they coming or what? They never had a problem coming before. What's the deal now? Okay, I blocked it, but I still went flying. Yeah, that's about what you'd expect to happen if you tried to block a huge-ass bumper sword with a, well, I don't want to say dinky knife, but in comparison, it is kind of small, to be fair. The Rambo knife, it's big for a knife, but it's still not a sword, so yeah. Okay, this thing here, let's go in the men's barracks real quick. Now the key is to shoot the weapon out of their hands. Oh god, they all went into the bed, the metal frame. Okay, I'm gonna have to get out of here. Heal myself up with some squirrel stew and a stim pack and wash it down with a sunset sarsaparilla. Now we want to take care of this sniper guy. He's the biggest threat. Just gotta get out. I was just a few steps away from getting into cover, but it just didn't work out. And some pretty bad health here. Now, like I said, there's a huge delay on these mines when they go off because my skill's terrible. However, when they spawn out, they kind of loiter in this area for a bit because they're focused on eddies, so there's a good chance I might be able to lure them out and get them to stand on those mines for just enough time. Now you see how long it's taken for those mines to go off? The mines worked. It took some time, but I killed at least one, maybe two. And Eddie is down. He can't die in this DLC, but he's unconscious. If I can just get that sniper rifle out of his hand, that'll make this a lot easier. Alright, he's running, so I just knife him. Like I said, the AI is terrible. Alright, Eddie's back up. We got a fire axe. You know what? I'll take that rad roach meat. I might be desperate enough to where I have to eat it. Who knows? Get this crap repaired up. This fire axe is probably a pretty decent melee weapon. And Eddie can repair it up for me. Okay, like I said, this is the men's barracks. This place is a pigsty. I can sleep here for a couple hours. Of course, it's hardcore mode, so my limbs aren't healed up, but at the same time, since it's hardcore mode, you have to sleep, you know, now and then. So, might as well get it in now. Oh my, would you look at the time? What the hell is this bloody mess on the floor? This is what happens when you have too much constipation. Eating those 200-year-old MREs will probably do that to you. Or maybe this was caused by a very severe case of hemorrhoids. This is what happens when you weigh over 400 pounds and do 10-hour-long live streams of Fallout 76. Either way, this is disgusting and it is not classy. But underneath this crate, if you lift it up, you will find a Tumblers Today. And with that, we can get our lock-picking skill up to 15. So, well, my stats are down right now because of my limbs being crippled, I guess. Okay, some minor loot here. Now if you crouch down and you enter third person mode and you rotate the camera, you can see things like, if I thought there would be something hidden on that shelf there, but apparently not. However, it does come into play later on in the game. Here's another gore pile of somebody that had really bad constipation or hemorrhoids or something. I don't want to even talk about it. Not too much loot over here. This guy, I don't know. Right there. Now that's what I was talking about. I thought it was on that other shelf, but it was right there. It's easy to miss that because of how it's hidden away like that. Right here's the MREs that probably caused the lethal constipation. All these skeletons that you see lying dead, those are people that died from constipation from eating those MREs, and that's what caused that bloody mess all over the floor. Now right here is the armory, which we can't get into because of very hard lock, and the terminal is also very hard. Now,
Matun
conveniently had a programmer's digest to be able to get into there, but I'm kind of suspicious about that because he doesn't show obtaining it, so we just have to take his word for it. But how do we know we can believe him when he doesn't show all these things that he's doing off camera? You know what I mean?
Locked hard, you say? Well, would you believe I've got my science at 65, and there was another guaranteed spawn of a programmer's digest.
Anything is a guaranteed spawn when you use console commands. Please show your work next time, so we know that you didn't cheat off camera.
So isn't that just spot on? Right, I'll just be helping myself to this building, please.
Yes, indeed, it is spot on. A little bit too spot on, I would say. But I got more important things to deal with at the moment than worry about your cheating. My squirrel stew wore off, and I have to get back to HQ, unload my inventory, and heal my crippled limbs. And now I can go and grab the duct tape and the conductors, because they're worth good money in the case of the conductors, and the duct tape is good for weapon repair kits and various other crafting items. If you are an explosives build character, you can make tin can grenades and a bunch of other things using duct tape. However, that's not the case in this playthrough. Now, right here, this is where Matun faced the so-called marked Superman. And the reason why he was a so-called Superman with the healing ability is because of the radiation. Now, I don't understand how Matun can be the big YouTuber that he is and not understand this simple fact. He claims to be a Fallout expert, but he doesn't even understand this. And I could show the clip about it, but I think I've shown enough clips of his incompetence. So, watch his video if you like, and laugh at him, or whatever, but I'm not gonna get involved in that at the moment, because right now I am exploring the area. Actually, I already explored this earlier, didn't I? Ah, yes, I remember now. Those damn marked men. That are gonna come, yep, even from all the way over here, they can sense you. They have like extra sensory perception or something. But this time, I'm going to try a different tactic. I'm going to shoot the weapons out of their hand and disarm them. And that should help, I think. Well, that didn't go as planned, but I lasted a little bit longer. If I had used the knife, it probably would have worked out all right, but you see that? Whenever you see an enemy with a grenade in their hands, you should always try to shoot it, because it'll blow up and damage them really bad, rather than damage you. I don't know what they... this guy's got one of those damn flare guns. Those flare guns, they're not really much to worry about. They frighten abominations, but I am not an abomination, so... what little fire damage they do is not a big deal. Oh, well that, on the other hand, that huge-ass sword, now that is a big deal. And he got me, fair and square. It's a Mr. Mediker hat. Yeah, you see I'm on fire, but it's not doing that much damage. Now that's what I'm talking about. A teddy bear. Why the hell does he have a teddy bear? You know, if I recall correctly, sometimes the tunnelers had things like teddy bears on their inventory. It's kind of weird if you think about it. Some hidden stuff back here behind this cabinet. The flour you can use to make Cass's moonshine or something like that. I don't know why I grabbed it. I probably should just drop it. I probably should use this area for storage now that I think about it, because the workbench is right there and the reloading bench. But it's more convenient to have everything in one area, I guess. I'm gonna put on the Mr. Mediker hat. Because it has one extra DT than the breathing mask. And this is how it looks. Now there's a secret basement there, which I will go down and explore once I've explored this area. Oh crap. Now they know I'm here because they heard that can. Sounds like a trail carbine. You don't want to get shot by one of those. It's one of those top tier rifles. Okay, that didn't work out so well. Pretty low on the nails, so I can't rely on that. Put some steady on because slow and steady wins the race. People tell me I talk slow, and there's the steady, so slow and steady. Getting rid of that gun is the highest priority. Are you kidding me? I don't know how, but I missed with those swipes with the knife. If I would have hit him, I would have killed him, but I missed both times and then he hit me and it just didn't work out very well. I need to be using that knife more because that was my skill focus. Okay, I'm on fire again, but this time it's an incendiary grenade rather than the flare gun, so this is doing a lot more damage and I can't heal through it. I drank an atomic cocktail which reduces the fire damage, but I don't think it's enough. Yeah, I'm in really bad shape here. Yep. I don't know, maybe we should try laying some mines or something. Just gotta keep trying different tactics until something works. I want to try to get up here, but I don't think I can. Anyway, they're coming, so... yeah, there they are. Now my explosive skill is very low, so it's gonna take a few seconds before they go off. We just gotta keep them locked in that spot long enough. Now I see 100 XP, so I think I killed 2 of them. Hey, it worked, and we leveled up. And I think this is a perk level. Yep, it's a even number, so we get to pick a perk. Get my guns up to 50, and put the other 2 points in melee, I guess. This would probably be okay, I guess, with the nail gun, but educated, 2 more skill points. See, I don't plan on leveling up too much, so I don't think it's really worth it. Same goes for this perk. Cannibal might be good. I can heal up after every fight without having to use aid items. Swift Learner would be okay, as would this. Lady Killer is the worst, as we've discussed. Intense Training is always good. And Hunter, I think, is completely useless in this DLC. However, Hunter would be great in Honest Hearts if I was doing this challenge in that DLC, but I'm not. Now, Old World Blues, this is a perk I wanted to grab because of the healing from junk food and alcohol. But I don't have, I didn't get my survival skill up in time. I kind of screwed up there. So I guess I'll take Cannibal. And let's see. I'm already at full health, so this is just, there's no point to doing that, but I guess this is the DLC where you would learn how to be a cannibal, because these damn marked men, they're cannibals, you see. They're eating each other, I guess, unless there's people around that they're eating. But now this gate here, I won't be able to pick the lock, but I will be able to get in there because there's a key. If you watch Matun's playthrough, he can't find the key, but I know where the key is. And I'll show you in due time. But for now, let's look up here and see what we can get. I think there's a sniper rifle, but I'm not... No, I'm not here. Nothing in here, it looks like. I forgot to loot this guy. He had a sniper rifle. I got my Mr. Medicer hat healed up to full condition now, I think. Or at least better condition, anyway. Ah, there's the sniper rifle. Maybe that was what I was thinking of. I'm not sure. Anyway, I don't really use sniper rifles too much, but that's a good spot to use them when that ambush gets triggered, because there's a long sight line. Right here's the key I was talking about, by the way. The warehouse stash key. If you have 50 lockpicking skill, you can get in there, but without it. But otherwise, you got to kill these dudes and then just go and grab the key. And that's one of the 6 Ulysses tapes. If you find all 6 of them and play them, and if you see, Ulysses will test you at the end of the DLC, and if you understand what he said and you show that you comprehend it and all that, you can talk him down. Otherwise, you have to have like 100 speech skill or something like that. So there's multiple ways of doing it, but you have to find every single tape, and you have to play him and understand what he says. You can't just find him and pass his test. You have to listen to him and comprehend. And that's one of the things that's really great about this DLC, if you ask me. The multiple ways that you can resolve it at the end. Of course, you can also just simply kill him, which on a challenge like this is easier said than done, but I think I might try to do that. But assuming I can't do it, I need to make sure I grab all the tapes so that I have a backup way of resolving this in case I can't kill him. But I think I can if I level up properly and don't waste my skill points on non-combat skills. I'm going to try to get my melee up to at least 90 if possible. Guns is also good to have, but less important than the melee, I think. And back there was a Ralphie poster, but I'm not really keeping track because those are kind of irrelevant.
Emptiness here, like the sands of the great salt lake, echoed. The beating in the divide sky, like storm drums of the white legs, ran with them on the salt beds at Caesar's command. Cut the throats of the two-headed bear, cut all communities off. Use storm, sky, disease, fire, starvation, and the violence of the ignorant to ruin all who could. Might stand against him, but the white legs, they couldn't live on their own like most scavengers, so gave them purpose, turned their hunger into a weapon. The wall of New Canaan, too high for Caesar, too proud maybe, or maybe something there from his past that needed killing. Memory of Graham. Help them dig out Canaan supply caches and other secrets the sands hid. Bunkers filled with powered weapons even the Brotherhood might desire. They call these new weapons storm drums in the firing of shells. Taught them the power in the casings to channel the spirits in their guns. Me, they called me the flag bearer. Glory in my hand, in my staff that still bore the weight of the old world, just as the symbol on my back did. I learned their weapons as a means of respect, and when it came their turn to pay respect to me, history came rushing back. Can't escape what's been done. History's there, no matter how far you walk.
Okay, that was the second tape from Ulysses. This little sleeping bag there, it's a place you can rest. There's a number of resting spots. There was one in that trailer back there. And of course the barracks have beds and so on. I forgot to loot this bathroom here. Somehow I missed it. There were some mentats and here's a Med-X. But the reason I came here is because this is a way you can get water. You just hold the button down and you can drink repeatedly as much as you need to. You will get rads, but it doesn't matter because the auto dock will clear out every rad you have, so it's no big deal. Now I'm fully healed up and ready to go. I'm gonna go back, explore that basement I told you about. But first, I want to show you right here in this box, there's another key. And that unlocks that gate. That hard locked gate up here. And I don't think I showed it earlier, but if you want to get on the roof of the men's barracks, just hop on this tree here and you can walk on up, and there's really not a whole lot up here, but there was some rockets, I guess, and that's about it, really. I guess you could use it as a vantage point to take on the marked men. That might be a good, useful strategy that if I ever do this challenge again, that might be a better way of handling things. Now, right there, you see, I unlocked that gate. Some skeletons. And some crates and stuff over here. Some food items. Nothing too important, but anyway, like I said, the gate, you can go around like I did, and then you gotta fight those guys. Or you can grab the key. If you don't have the skill to unlock it, just grab the key and then you can go through anyway, you know. So there's multiple ways of handling it, but I think in the end it's exactly the same as going around the back like I did, because these damn marked men, their perception is so good that you can't really sneak past them, so I don't think that gate really matters whether you go through it or around the back or whatever. But anyway, here's the basement. And holy shit, this is Oxhorn's basement. Here is a strange meat pie. Now, what is strange about it? I think it's probably made out of tofu. It's probably something Matten eats. I think Matten is the kind of guy that likes soy because he's a nerd. And he's afraid of getting into fights with enemies. He prefers to sneak around and avoid them. So look at all this. Look at all these intestines, and right here is a copy of Oxhorn's Manly Festo. And if you read it, your ability to make money off YouTube increases by 3. All this gore and stuff, this is the people Oxhorn killed. He abducted people and he killed them in his basement. These are atheists. If you ever saw the invisible pink unicorn video Oxhorn made, where the atheists get killed by an invisible pink unicorn, that's what's going on in Oxhorn's basement. He's abducting atheists and he's killing them. Atheists, communists, homosexuals, any other people Oxhorn doesn't like. This is what happens to him in his basement. But it's worth going down there if you want to grab a copy of his manly festo and get your filthy rich perk up a few points. Now we've done just about everything, but we need to go over here to get the laser detonator. And there's only one way to do it. And that is to go through here, through that gate, which we can't unlock because we don't have the skill to even unlock an easy gate. So we have to go on the roof and drop down behind. So thankfully there's another way to do it. Now, that when I grab the laser detonator, there will be an ambush. However, there is also a dude. There's supposed to be somebody up on the roof over there with the red glare, but I don't see him yet. I think he's another scripted thing that spawns in when I head over there. I'm gonna try to use a stealth boy. As a matter of fact, there's a stealth boy right there, so that's kind of convenient. Eddie is going to blow my cover if I take him along with me, so I'm going to have Eddie wait right here so he doesn't blow my cover, and hopefully this will work out like I hope it will. There's no real easy way to. Hopefully I don't. Oh, that. I guess I didn't take any damage. Now I'm hidden. What the hell? How am I? How is he shooting at me when I'm hidden? And now I'm in caution. So, like I said, the sneaking's broken in this game. Don't even bother trying to sneak in this DLC because you're not gonna. It ain't gonna work anyway. So I wasted the stealth boy, but I guess it isn't really wasting it because it's not going to work anyway, so. Now he's down. And there is the red glare. I don't know how he was shooting at me when I was hidden. I think it's like a scripted event or something, I don't know. Okay, I'm over encumbered, so I'm going to go ahead and pack that red glare in here, as well as some other stuff. And now I'm going to go back and retrieve Eddie so that I'll have his help during the ambush. Guess I. Are you telling me I can't get back up there? Is there no way to get up there? Oh God! Don't please tell me I don't have to do this fight without Eddie's help, because that is going to be really difficult. Okay, here's a tree. Oh God, there's no way to get back up there. So I guess I'm just going to have to do this fight by myself. Well, shoot, I wasn't planning on that, but I guess it's going to be an extra challenge. Okay, I'm just scouring this area to see if I can find anything that might help me. And I'm not really seeing anything, so I guess I might as well head on up and get this going. Is there any frag mines in here? Nope. Here's another place where you could sleep if you need to. Here's a frag mine. Let's go ahead and put that there. Or constipation. Or hemorrhoids or whatever. Locksmith's reader. That will get my lock picking up to 25, so I'll be able to do the easiest locks. But is there any that's... I mean, I can only do it on one thing, you know. And there's so many locks in this DLC. I don't know what I'd use it on, if anything. And that might be the only locksmith's reader that I find, you know, in the whole DLC, so I can probably only get into one easy lock and that's it. So I don't know when or how I'd want to use it. Alright. Now the fight doesn't start till I pick up that laser detonator. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save here. Because I'm probably gonna die because I don't have Eddie's help. And this is gonna be a tough fight. I'm gonna go ahead and buff myself up here. Some beer for strength. Med-X for damage resistance. Psycho for damage. Steady for accuracy. And I guess that's it.
You found the laser detonator Ulysses spoke of. A piece of pre-war tech that can detonate the nuclear warheads scattered around the Lonesome Road. You can use it to open new paths, kill your enemies from afar, or even discover secret loot caches. Just point it at a warhead, hold down the trigger, and watch the explosion. If what Ulysses said is true, you'll need this to advance, which means there must be a warhead blocking the way forward. You'll need to find the correct warhead and detonate it.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try to blow this up real fast and see if I can take these guys out in the explosion. I don't know if that killed any or not. I think they may have gotten out of range of it. I'm gonna try to get around the corner here, and then when they come at me, I'll be able to fight them one. Well, that didn't work out. There lies Mr. Mediker, who has died. And he is also dead to me in a figurative sense, because he didn't get involved in the Oxhorn drama as he should have, because that was his job. But Mr. Mediker can still redeem himself, because it's never too late to make a video exposing Oxhorn. And right now, hardly anybody is making videos on Oxhorn, so he would be able to corner the market on the Oxhorn exposing video. But that's neither here nor there. Ouch. Getting hit by a fire axe hurts, let me tell you. Come on, guys, what are you doing? Well, that's one down. Alright, I'm dead again. But I did a little bit better that time, I think. I just gotta avoid that gunfire. Okay, that went better than I thought it would. I was able to knock the weapon out of his hands. You wouldn't think that a little knife like this can knock out a sword, but that's what happened. Okay, that was odd. Yeah. His sword might have been bigger, but I was faster. You know, like Buster Scruggs, I was faster on the draw, so... Let's see how this works out. Nice, I knocked him down. But I'm almost dead. Holy shit. Look at that, I was down to like 9 HP. I'm on fire too, so it's not a good situation. And as you may know, this is hardcore mode, so the stimpaks work over time and not instantly. Nice. Now I just gotta deal with the long-range dudes. I took out the melee guys. Fortunately, that's a bit of a problem because my strength is melee, and they're not going to let me get close, so let's see if we can grenade him, I guess. I think I threw it too far. Oh well. I'm gonna have to like pop around the corner and pop them, and then go back and heal up if need be. Duck in and out. See, this is the smart way to do it. Instead of standing out in the open. It seems like they're, some of them are focused on Eddie, even though he's up there. Okay, that guy's arm's crippled, so his accuracy is going to be severely hindered. Huh. There must have been another mine that they walked over. Okay, I think I killed the worst of them. They're just down to their fists. I actually pulled it off, amazingly, without Eddie's help. Although he kind of helped distract him a little bit, it looked like. But still, it would have been a lot easier if he had been a participant in the fight. Okay, I think these are exactly the same. They're just a different visual style, but I think in every way they're identical as far as I know, in terms of damage and all that. Nice. So now I can go back and retrieve Eddie and get this concussion healed. I bet you I'm walking like a chimpanzee again. Yep. Can't really jump. I don't think I can make this jump. Nope. I'm gonna have to go a long way around. Nice thing about not using energy weapons is that I can just sell it all and make a good amount of caps. In fact, Eddie can give me energy ammo once a day, and I could just get it and then sell it if I wanted to mess with it, but I don't really need to. I'm not hurting for caps too bad. Although, pretty soon I might want to be buying some upgrades to a certain gun that I'll be finding right around here when I open up this women's barracks. Now, in Matun's playthrough, he blew up that warhead, but he was too afraid to go into the barracks. Now, let me show you what Matun did in his playthrough.
Oh, previously there's literally no way to get inside this. Detonate that blows up the cars, and now I can go in there. There's no point, there's nothing good in there, and when you step inside there, two marked men just spawn out of nowhere and ambush you. So there's no actual point taking care of that, but I just wanted to point out that building does exist and isn't available until you've actually got the laser detonator.
Matun lies and says there is nothing in there worth getting. This is a lie which I will prove wrong in short order. The reason why he lies is because he is a nerd and he is afraid of women. Rambo, on the other hand, is not afraid of women. Besides, it's been 200 years. Any scary women that might have been inside that barracks would have turned into ghouls by now. So there's nothing to be afraid of. And now, let's go see what is so scary inside of this women's barracks that Matun was too afraid to find. Don't look too scary to me. Well, there's a corpse there, but there's no women like he was afraid of. Oh, that looks like a painful way to die, if you ask me. I would assume that was a woman, but who knows? Now, in comparison to the men's barracks, this is a lot tidier, I'd say. And there's not big piles of gore laying around. But you know what? There's no commissary. Why does the men's barracks have a commissary, but the women's barracks does not? Is that sexism or misogyny? Did Oxhorn design this barracks? Now, as you can see, here is U.S. Army combat armor. Matun said there was nothing in here worth getting. Well, there is this, which has 18 DT, and this is what it looks like. Now, I think he grabbed a pair of that in the armory, so he didn't need to go in here to get it, but for those who play the game honestly and don't cheat, then this is the way to get it. Now, like he said, there's going to be 2 marked men that are going to spawn in by the door there. And they're going to have some high-tier weapons, but it's going to be random what they have. But shouldn't be too much of a problem to deal with. But they don't spawn in until you go into that back room. There's a fresh apple. A fresh 200-year-old apple. Not sure how that works out. But once I walk in here, then they will spawn. Yep, just as I said. And it looks like they got shoulder-mounted machine guns, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So, as it turns out, there was this combat armor and these machine guns. So it was well worth it to come in here. And this was a pretty easy fight thanks to Eddie's help, so I'm not sure what he was so afraid of. What Matton was so afraid of, I should say. He was just afraid that there would be women in here, but there wasn't. Except maybe that skeleton. But, you know, that's how it is with nerds. They're afraid of women, so I can go ahead and sell all this marked man armor, because the combat armor is better even in its half condition. And this shoulder-mounted machine gun will be very useful in the fight ahead. I mean, all the fights ahead. I think now that I have this, it's going to make doing this challenge a lot easier. Now, we can go in the back and explore in peace. I don't see any skill books or anything of interest. Rocket canister, a bobby pin. I don't use rockets, so I'm just going to leave it. I don't know why I grabbed that at Barracks, so I know it's used for certain crafting things, but this rad roach meat I should get rid of. It's raw, and if you eat it, you lose strength, which is not a good thing for melee characters such as myself. I'm gonna go ahead and rest up for a couple hours, because as I said, it's hardcore mode, so you gotta sleep from time to time. And yeah, to be honest, there really isn't too much here other than the combat armor, but I'd say that combat armor alone makes it well worth going in there. And the fact that those marked men spawn with some high-tier weapons, that also makes it worth doing. Now, if you had some landmines, you could lay them down by the door. However, I didn't have any because I used them all up with that laser detonator thing. But if you did have them, you could use them there, and they would spawn in and probably be killed like instantly. So yeah, it's not a tough fight at all, really. Now now that I have that laser detonator, there's one I can clear the path ahead here, and Matun did not want to do that in his playthrough, or at least that episode of his playthrough. He chose to leave that episode on a cliffhanger.
Going to be very, very fun indeed, in very much inverted commas. And we will take care of that next week, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been many a true nerd, and this has been Lonesome Road, Level 1, Naked Survival. Thank you very much.
I am playing as Rambo. Matun, on the other hand, is playing as Cliffhanger, which is another Sylvester Stallone film. Rather than end the episode on a cliffhanger, I'm going to blow the warhead up and go out with a bang. Make sure to buff myself up with steady and some jet. Okay, he's got one of those grenades. One of the Ghostbusters. You know, now that I think about it, maybe the women's barracks was haunted. Maybe there was a ghost in there. I didn't see it, of course, but maybe that's what you need the Ghostbuster gun for. Well, that wasn't too hard. In fact, I'd say it was too easy, if anything. A Google helmet. Is that the kind of helmet they wear at Google? I gotta put that on. See, I sold that, the Mr. Medicare had it at the commissary, so I forgot to equip this other one. Now this guy, he's resisting the bullets because his DT is very high because that helmet he's wearing. wears a unique mask. It's similar to the one Leggett Lanius wears. Okay, he has some human flesh. Yeah, right there, the marked beast helmet. That has more DT than what I'm wearing, so I'm gonna definitely equip that. Plus it has some energy resistance and such, which isn't too important in this DLC, but it's definitely better than the Decanus hat, for sure. Decanus. I think that's the correct pronunciation. I'm gonna eat that apple, which is amazingly fresh after 200 years. Or am I wrong? Was the Barracks used more recently than that? I'm not sure, to be honest. I know the Ulysses says the courier destroyed all the divide, and I think it's a pre-war Barracks, but maybe somebody was using it. Like, maybe the NCR was using it more recently. I don't know. I'd have to read up on the lore or whatever to get it figured out. I think there's just one dude left, and then we're done. There's one of Ulysses' symbols he left to mark the danger or whatever. Okay, I'm not seeing where this guy is. The marker's over here. Oh, he's right here. What the hell? What a coward. And now, for the first time ever, you can see my mustache. Which looks a lot like that Rambo image I showed at the beginning of the video. And there's one more warhead up ahead, blocking the way. I'm gonna go ahead and get it up, blow it up right now to get it done and over with. Okay, so we got 4 warheads blown up so far, and yeah, that'll about wrap up this episode. And in the next episode, I'll go ahead and explore this area and probably do some inventory management or whatever, and then move on ahead into the tunnel. But as you can see, hardcore mode and very hard difficulty, in case you had any doubts. But anyway, thank you for watching, and if this is successfully popular enough, then I will continue in the future. So yeah.